Hi, my name is Dr. Rajat Ahmed and I am a psychiatrist and I work in UK. Now I'm making this video for the international medical graduates who ask questions about the different routes to get GMC registration. So the most common and the most famous route to get GMC registration is the PLAB exam. And if you pass the PLAB exam, both parts of the PLAB exam, then you will get the full GMC registration. And this is how a lot of junior doctors are getting registration. PLAB will become UKMLA, but it will be a similar exam. And that is so information around PLAB is already available online. How many parts, what are the fees, when are the exams happening? And a lot of people who have done PLAB have already shared their journey. But then people ask me, what are the other ways to get GMC registration? And this video is about discussing the other common routes to get GMC registration for the international medical graduates. So number one, I'll talk about the postgraduate route. So there are some postgraduate qualification, which are acceptable by the GMC, and they will grant you GMC registration if you passed those exams, and we will talk about that. The second route would be about the MTI route. So what is MTI? I'll talk about that, and I'll show you some schemes which are already running established MTI schemes. And the third route would be the sponsorship route to get the GMC registration. So normally these three routes are for doctors who have a bit more experience in their specialty. And these, if you go through the other common routes I mentioned, you don't need to then do PLAB, and you can get GMC registration through those routes. So I will share my screen and I'll show you some of the website with useful information and some of the schemes which are already out there, some of the adverts on the NHS jobs website for those jobs which does not require you to do PLAB, but actually looking for other ways to get you GMC registration. So let me share my screen and show you these websites and these links and explain what they mean and how can you use them to get GMC registration. So the first route I will talk about would be the acceptable postgraduate qualification, which are acceptable by the GMC to give you a registration. So if you go on the GMC website or if you go on internet and type acceptable postgraduate qualification GMC, so you will come to this page. This link is easy to find. Now is it giving you different list of exams from different royal colleges within UK. So for example, the more common exams you will find here, the MRCP, the MRCOG, then you will find MRC Psych, MRCS. So these are different exams from the different royal colleges. Royal College of Radiologists exam, their fellowship. So if you have done any of these exams while you are working in your home country, you will be able to apply for the GMC registration, although you would need the English competency. So you will have to pass the IELTS and get the required score or the OET exams. But after passing that and having a Royal College qualification, any of the exams which are mentioned on this list, depending on different subspecialties, you will be able to apply for GMC registration. And once you get the GMC registration, that registration is not specific to that specialty. So for example, people ask me that if I have done MRCP, does that mean that I can only work in medicine in UK? And that's not true. If you got GMC registration via MRCP, you can work in any specialty. If you want to become a GP, if you want to come and work in psychiatry, nobody will actually stop you. So these are the list, as I said. Now you can see on this web page, there are some link for overseas postgraduate qualifications as well. So there are some overseas qualifications which are accepted. So if you have done these exams in Australia and New Zealand, they will be accepted as well. Now, unfortunately, Pakistan is not on this list, and also India is not on this list. So any exams, any higher qualifications from Pakistan or India will not be directly accepted as for the GMC registration. But Bangladesh, you can see, is on this list. If somebody has done a fellowship in anesthesia from Bangladesh, between these dates, they will be able to get the GMC registration. And then you can see the names of the other countries which are also available here. The second route to mention is the MTI, or Medical Training Initiative. So Medical Training Initiative is a scheme which is run by different royal colleges. And this is specifically about a doctor coming to UK and spending some time in the UK. So if you are selected for one of these schemes, and I will show you example of two different schemes which are famous and also running on regular basis. So if you're selected for one of these schemes, you apply through it when you're working in your home country. If you're selected for it, you will get that GMC registration. Again, that registration is long term, although the MTI job you will get will only be for 2 years, for example, but the GMC registration will stay with you. So if after finishing the MTI scheme job, if you want to apply for other jobs and want to continue working in UK, that you could do. So this is a scheme. I'll give you an example. The MTI scheme via the Royal College of Psychiatrists. You can easily find that if you go on online, put MTI via RC Psych, and you will come to this. And it will have all the information which is available for the applicants. That what is the eligible criteria. This all written here very clearly. That how much experience in psychiatry is required, and all of that. You need to do the English exam. So for this particular scheme, you need to have passed the English exam first and then apply for MTI. And then there will be application process which will be involved as well, which will open once a year, and then they will take application from all across the world, and then based on that they will shortlist candidates, then they'll interview candidates, and then they will offer them the MTI places across UK. So this is a famous scheme run by the Royal College of Psychiatrists, and this is to enter this scheme, you don't need to do PLAB. You can, if you get selected for this particular scheme, you will get GMC registration. Another similar scheme is run by the Royal College of Obs and Gynae, and you can see that they have also maintained a web page. So if you go on internet and put MTI via RCOG, you can come to this page. They have some important dates and updates for 2024 scheme. And you can see the website is quite well developed, and they have put in some frequently asked questions. The MTI process has been explained, the frequently asked questions by the doctors, and the MTI information for the hospitals, and everything has been explained very well on this website if you are particularly looking for the Obs and Gynae route. For example, if you click on this page, it will tell you the entrance criteria, that who is actually eligible for the MTI scheme. So in this particular scheme for the Obs and Gynae, they are saying that you need to have done first part of MRC OG exam. And then they have some English requirement test as well that they need for you to apply. And then you have to have a certain amount of training already in Obs and Gynae to be eligible to apply for this job. And then if you're selected for this particular scheme, shortlisted for it, you may be interviewed. And then after the interview, you will be, if you're selected, you will be offered the job. And through that route, you can come and work in UK and get the GMC registration. So another route to get GMC registration is the GMC registration via sponsorship. Now remember, the sponsorship is also there in the MTI scheme, but that sponsorship is coming through the Royal College. And in this GMC sponsorship route, the sponsorship would be coming from other organizations, which may include NHS Trust or some other organization. So if you go on internet and type the GMC sponsorship route, you will find this first link. And if you click on that, it will have information about how to apply for registration using the sponsorship route. This route is normally for doctors who are already experienced in particular specialty. And there are sometimes job adverts available online where you can find the NHS Trust who have the ability to sponsor doctor advertising different posts, usually for the middle grade doctors, which they are happy to accommodate. So on this page, you will see some information and also a list of different trusts and universities and organization which has the ability to sponsor your GMC registration. So this is a very long list, and you will find many names of famous hospital, famous NHS trusts. You will also find the names of the Royal Colleges as well. Now I'll show you some examples of this sponsorship route post, because people will ask about that a lot. So one way is to directly approach the hospital if they are interested in you. So you can send them your CV if you contact the HR and request to see if they have sponsorship route available. So this is one route a lot of doctors have done. But sometimes there are adverts available online. Now I'll show you two. One from psychiatry and the other one would be from peds. So I will show you some examples of the sponsorship route jobs which are being advertised on the NHS jobs website. So this one is currently available when I'm making this video. It's called National Psychiatry SAS Fellowship. I'll show you example from psychiatry and also from one from peds as well. So this one, you can see the advert is on the NHS jobs website, International Psychiatry SAS Fellowship. SAS is usually the middle grade doctor who is in between the junior doctor and the consultant. So here they're very clearly saying that you can see right in the first paragraph of the advert, the program is innovative and structured 3-year sponsorship scheme that supports qualified international medical graduates who do not have GMC registration to be sponsored by the trust with a license to practice. So basically they're saying that if you are selected for it, you apply for it. If you don't have GMC registration, if you are selected for it, they will apply for your GMC registration. And then you will have the registration will be long term, although the job would be for 3 years, and you will get visa for 3 years based on the sponsorship they do for the visa. But the registration will stay with you even after finishing the 3 years. You can, if you want, like to continue working in UK, you can continue using that registration. So this is an example from psychiatry and its job, which is currently available when I'm making this video. And then I have another example. So this example is from the community pediatrics job, which you can say is international clinical fellow in community pediatrics in the Northamptonshire. And this, again, they have explained the job structure and all of that, but they are also saying that this is job from the international fellowship scheme, where the international scheme aims to enroll IMGs who have completed their relevant postgraduate qualification in the home countries. So they will be experienced doctors in peds, and they like to achieve some competencies and some experience from UK. So this is specifically for them. And if you apply for this and you are shortlisted and you are able to get this job, the trust will be happy to sponsor your GMC registration. And they have talked about the sponsorship pathway here in the further down in the other paragraphs. And then talking about the English requirement as well. So just to give you an example of this is another example of an international fellowship, which is via the sponsorship route to get you GMC registration if you are interested. So in terms of how do you find these jobs and where are these jobs advertised? So the main website is this, the NHS jobs website, and you can go and search there. So if you are specifically looking for international roles, one way is to go there and search the term international in your main search word, and then search for that. So these jobs will actually come up. Some will be international nurse coordinator, nurse educator, and all of that. Some other international roles, but we are looking for specifically for the doctor's job. So you can see International Psychiatry Fellowship. This you can very clearly see is for the doctors, because they're talking about SAS doctors, not about nurses and all the other roles. And by doing that, you will be able to identify these jobs. Now, I must say that these jobs are relatively rare, relatively less frequently advertised, but they are advertised, and not all advertised in all specialties. I know more about psychiatry, and that's why I know about these jobs when they come out. And there are some other specialties like peds which are doing it frequently as well. But from some surgical specialty, people ask, they might not be able to find them advertised that regularly. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope this was useful, and please do approach those organizations which I've mentioned, the GMC itself, if you need any information about the registration routes, or you can approach the Royal Colleges if you are going to the MTI route, because they will have may have a web link already on the website for MTI. Thank you very much, and I'll hope to see you in another video.